Now in this video we'll be starting a new topic, which is observational learning, learning by observation. Now we discussed about classical conditioning and operant conditioning as well. Now if you want to watch those two videos, about those two topics, I will give you those both of the videos in the bottom of the description. You can just go click on the description and scroll down, and you will find both of those videos. Now let's get into this topic. This is a new topic: observational learning, learning by observation. Now let's see. The main proponent of observational learning was Albert Bandura. Unlike classical conditioning and operant conditioning, according to observational learning, the cognitive process plays important role in learning behavior. Now, what is important here is, wait, let me just show you. Observational learning. According to observational learning, from here it is important to remember. According to observational learning, the cognitive processes plays important role in learning behavior. Now, based on his work with phobic patients and the famous Bobo doll experiment, we will talk about it a little bit later in this video. 1963, you have to remember the year as well. Bandura propounded social learning theory. What did he propound? He propounded social learning theory. According to social learning theory, learning occurs in a social setting by observing others' behaviors and its outcome. Now, according to this social learning theory, learning occurs in a social setting by observing others' behavior and its outcome. So what it is saying is that learning occurs in a social setting by observing others' behavior and how the outcome of that behavior is for those people. This observational learning can occur in two ways. Now you have to remember these two ways, which is direct observation and indirect observation. Now let's see what is direct observation and indirect observation. Direct observation. First, let's see direct observation. In direct observation, you learn behavior by observing others, called as model, directly. So here you learn behavior directly by observing others. You have to remember this. While in indirect observation, I'm sorry. While in indirect observation, you learn by observing or hearing others' experiences. Now here it is important, because now whatever you're going to see after this second point, after this second point is all kind of related to this indirect observation. Now, while in indirect observation, you learn by observing or hearing others' experiences. Now, what does that mean? This kind of indirect learning is known as vicarious learning. You have to remember this line, or I mean this word, vicarious learning. Suppose, now what is vicarious learning? Suppose you wanted to go on a trip to northeastern states of India. One of your friends who recently came back from his trip. So one of your friends who went there for a trip and then he came back. He suggests you to carry a umbrella or raincoat. So there are very high chances. Are very high chances that you will listen to listen to to his experience and carry an umbrella. Carry an umbrella. Now, this kind of learning is known as vicarious. Now, what we saw here, this example, this kind of learning is known as vicarious learning. Now, let's get to another topic. Now, this is Bobo doll experiment. This is important because, as we saw in the first slide here, Bobo doll experiment. Now, you might be, after seeing this point, this second point where it mentions you Bobo doll experiment, you might have um, thought about what is Bobo doll experiment. Now, let's see what it is. Now, we'll discuss about the famous Bobo doll experiment to have an in-depth understanding of observational learning. This is kind of example for observational learning. Bandura and his colleagues Bandura and his colleagues conducted an experiment on children, to investigate the role of observational and imitation in learning, and limitation in learning social behavior such as aggression. You have to remember this. Aggression is a key point, or a key word, which is kind of whole of this experiment revolves around this word, kind of. They selected 72 children. How many? 72 children between the age group of 3 to 6 years. You remember these numbers. Children were randomly assigned to three groups: one control and two experimental conditions. So one group was assigned to control conditions, and the other one was experimental conditions. Other two remaining were assigned to experimental conditions. Now let's see. In one group of experiment condition, children were shown a movie with aggressive model who was beating, hitting, and abusing the Bobo doll. Whereas in another experiment condition, a non-aggressive person, just opposite of this, who was shown peacefully playing with the doll. Whereas in control condition, children were not shown any movie. Now here, now these are the two experimental conditions where in one they showed I mean both of them, in both of those experimental conditions, those two groups they were shown movies, but quite opposite. One was shown a movie with an aggressive model which was beating, hitting, and abusing the Bobo doll, whereas in the other movie, the other group, a movie was shown with quite opposite, like a non-aggressive person who was peaceful and friendly with that doll, was playing with it. Now, whereas in control condition, not I mean they were not shown any movie. Later, all groups of children were placed in a room full of varieties of toys. They were placed in a room full of varieties of toys. Now, it was observed that children who were exposed to the aggressive model imitated the model's behavior. What they do? They imitated the model's behavior. Who were exposed to the aggressive model. And they also punched, hit, and used abusive words to our Bobo dolls. This is something worth noting. What did they do? What exactly they did? And also, in contrast, the children of the second experiment group. Now you can guess what would have happened in the second experiment group. As always, opposite of it. They did not demonstrate any aggression with Bobo doll. The second experiment group. This was one of the landmark studies in psychology. This was one of the landmark studies in psychology. It suggested that observation and imitation, not limitation, imitation, I'm sorry, imitation play a crucial role in learning. You can see how they observed the movie and how they imitated the acts, those children. They were shown in the movie. So it suggests that observation and imitation, I'm sorry, you can correct this, it is imitation, not limitation. Imitation play a crucial role in learning. And that is it for this video. I hope you liked the video. I will give you some time to take the screenshot. Now, as always, I recommend you to subscribe to the channel and on the bell icon to stay notified when I upload the videos. And also, if you love the video, like the video as well. I'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Until then, if you want to leave a like, you can leave a like.